Everyone hates unboxing videos. But I feel the world needs just one more. I'm making the switch from butyl, or rubber if you want to call it, to TPU. And so I can't really comment on it further than unboxing. This is for a size 622 tyre. I refuse to call it the old archaic 700C. In July 23 it cost about £7.50 on eBay, and that was from a UK postal place. If I ordered it from China it would be like £5.50 at the moment. It said it was 28 grams, but I find it's like 21 grams. So almost nothing really. This butyl one, a rubber one, is like 90 grams. There's the three different valve sizes I'm doing. I got the 65cm one. This bit here is just a little bit of elastic or something. That I guess I put it down there when I've put it in the tyre. This one's unbranded. The sort of main one at the moment is called brand Tubeless or something like that, if you look in Amazon and eBay. But these unbranded ones are far cheaper, but then you don't know about quality. But I looked at comments on Amazon and people were saying that they might have a problem here, especially if it's plastic, that this comes away, and you get your puncture there. Maybe it's rubbing against the metal of the tyre or something, I don't know. But that sounded pretty plausible. So I've not used it yet, so I can't comment. There's the British prices at the moment. If you buy one, £7.10, but if you buy more than one, it goes down. If you buy two, at the moment it's around about £6.35, including postage. I think that was in eBay. And then if you buy China, it's even cheaper. That's for one. Probably if you buy more than that, it'll be cheaper. So to me, it looks like the same price as, rubber ones, the old butyl ones, really. I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago they were a lot more expensive, but now the prices come right down. And to me personally, I'm thinking this will become the main type of tubed inner tube. I would suggest getting TPU patches as well, because they're not the same as rubber patches for the butyl tubes. So yeah, the valve feels a bit precarious, a bit flimsy. I see this bit's metal. I wonder if it's metal all the way inside. I doubt it, but that just looks normal. I saw somebody in the comments saying that when they put their pump on it, it would slip on the plastic, so that's another thing I'm worried about. There's that bit. I guess I put it in the valve and then I put that on over it, something like that. Yeah, people were saying that the plastic, they might do the thread in, but this looks to be metal, so I don't see how it would. Maybe it's just the same as the old rubber ones. So I don't know. I'm not convinced tubeless is a tubeless tyre is a way to go about if you're going about just running around in that, Sometimes I go 100 miles or something, but for me, I don't want a puncture, and really, tubeless tyres just don't seem the answer to me at the moment, but I don't know enough about it. But I'd never heard of TPU until last week or something, so I'm very excited about this. I mean, you're taking maybe a fifth of your weight of the old rubber tyres. I mean, the rumours are it's got better rolling resistance and it's got better puncture protection. So, if it's that, it's absolutely fantastic. I'll never use the old butyl tyres again, inner tubes. I'll blow it up for effect. I need to put this adapter on for the 622 tyres, not Colt's 700C. I recommend getting an electric pump. Alright, they're noisy and the current ones are big. You can get small ones, but they're all in about £70 or something. Cover your ears. I was having a bit of an issue with the valve there. It was sort of leaking from the top. But maybe I'll have that with all inner tubes. But yeah, because it could probably slip here from the plastic. I maybe can't grip it. I don't know. Oh my, I hope it's alright. Teething problems. I like that they're different colours as well. This might help, I think. I've not thought how yet, but maybe even detecting punctures and stuff. I mean, it looks a bit precarious around there, but probably the butyl ones are like that as well. I'll just have an ignorant rant now, because I don't know anything about this stuff. I've just went with what I've seen on YouTube, and mostly there was an Australian road bike guy, no, a road bike club guy, and he was saying that he's not going tubeless, he's sticking with TPUs. He is inner tyres and he's making the switch to TPU, and he thinks everything about it's better. From what I've read, people are saying it's better rolling resistance, which is one of the main things people want now. It's lighter. I mean, recently the road bike elite would use latex inner tubes, which the public wouldn't have used much, but you can get them. But yeah, latex, because they were about 50 grams, they were lighter and they had better rolling resistance than rubber tyres, or butyl tyres as are known. But now you can get these TPUs, they might have good rolling resistance, and also you can't get any lighter. I mean, this one's 24 grams, I said, maybe even 20, so weight-wise. Nowadays, the road bike people are wanting, I think rolling resistance is more important to them now than lightness, but you can really get both of these better than a rubber tyre, because if you look at the old rubber tyres, I mean, they're really, really thick and bulky, I don't really see much of a future for these now if these are the same price, and they've got better puncture protection, which is the main thing that I'm really after, but I get everything else with it. So I'll just tell you what I've learned from YouTube, and I recommend that Australian guy's video on it. But yeah, the Road Elite, to me, one thing about cycling is, from what I've looked at, is a lot of times they just go for fads, really. I don't know, even the Elite. I mean, like 10 years ago, the Tour de France teams would have said, oh, we need lightness, it's not about aerodynamics. But then, since then, they've found out it's aerodynamics is more important, apart from you get uphill and stuff. But even then, aerodynamics is probably going to, it wouldn't surprise me if they end up riding time trial bikes all the time, but that's me just speaking ignorantly. Yeah, but with other millions, how didn't they know all this 30, 40 years ago? I mean, Greg LeMond in the 1989 Tour de France, or was it 1990, where he won it by 8 seconds, he used an aero bar in the two big time trials, including the last one, and he beat the other guy by 8 seconds. He was behind until that day. He used aero bars, and yet the riders still didn't start using them really until, I don't know, the last 10, 15 years. I'm really just speaking ignorantly here, So you can't really trust anyone, I think, on the opinion of this stuff. I mean, to me, TPU, if you're wanting to use inner tubes, it's the answer. I can't see me using butyl at all anymore. What else have I got here? Yeah, I think at the moment it's meant to be like 4% of the inner tube market, according to Google Bard, which is Google's artificial intelligence thing, which I'm finding pretty useful. I'm using more and more. But yeah, that's amazing. That's true. Considering I'd never even heard of these till a week, 2 weeks ago or something. And for me, tubeless is too much hassle, When I first heard of tubeless, I thought that's fantastic. But then I heard stuff like you've got to put sealant in them, and you've got to, the sealant can dry out and all this. And I thought, and then if you get a puncture somewhere, I don't know what they do. I think they actually have to pick the puncture in the tyre, which is sounds a lot more hassle than taking another inner tube with you, or fixing an inner tube on the way, So I think for most people, TPUs, we should be trying. But of course, I've not used it yet. I'm the hare. I'm speaking before use. Yeah, I think mine's cost £7.50 buying it from the UK, from a UK source on eBay. Now I've seen ones at £7.10. You could buy two at £6.35. If you buy them for China, it says a 30-day. It's about £5.50 for a single, so maybe two or three are even cheaper than that, you know. So that sort of price is just as good for price as the cheap rubber ones, you know. That Decathlon one I showed you, I think that's about £4 at the moment. This is an old one of it. They're about £4. I think you can get ones in maybe Poundland and that for £3, maybe even £2. But at these sort of prices, you know, from what I was reading, people were saying the TPU were like £20, £30 even just 2 or 3 years ago, you know, but now the market's changed. Alright guys, I'm reading Google Bard, I'm giving you all the latest. I asked what percent is butyl inner tubes of the market, and according to 2022, butyl inner tubes were 82% of the inner tube market. The remaining 18% was latex inner tubes, TPU, and tubeless inner tubes. What's a tubeless inner tube? Huh? What? Latex, that's the ones that you might find some old school road bike club people still using those because they were might have better rolling resistance, lower rolling resistance. But apparently you needed to blow them up every time you used them. They let out air through the latex a lot easier. And so that's why we were all using butyl really. So I think TPU is going to take over. So I asked Google Bard, what percent of inner tubes market is TPU? Well, that's the question I just asked, but according to 2022, TPU inner tubes are expected to account for 5% of the global inner tube market by 2028. Well, that's 5 years away. I mean, to me, once people see YouTube and that, I think they'll switch from butyl almost immediately, really. So I reckon that'll be like 60%, but don't use me as your personal bank fund manager, you know. So yeah, they were saying the market share in 2028 is expected to be butyl 70%. So it's saying that's only going to drop 12% in 6 years. I doubt it very much. TPU 5%. I think that's going to be 60%. Latex 10%. This is 2028. I don't know, I think latex is finished really. Even when I watched that Global Cycling Network channel, you know, the guys would usually use latex, but again, I think now that they're all into tubeless and stuff, you know. Tubeless 15%. Well, I doubt that. I mean, that's going to be a lot more, I think, because people are just attracted to the idea of tubeless. I was myself, you know, until I heard all the hassle, like people, their sidewalls give way and all their sealant comes out and it squirts all over their bum or the person behind them, you know, this sort of stuff, and then you're stuck in the middle of nowhere. Although I wonder if they carry inner tubes, but most of these wheels can take inner tubes, but only if they've got the hooks on them, I think. I think you can get tubeless tyres now that you can't put inner tubes in. Don't quote me on that. And the bike inner tube market share in 2022, well, I've just said that. I think I've asked the same question again and again. Yeah, it's saying TPU at the moment's 4%. So they think in 6 years, TPU are only going to get another percent of the inner tube market. I doubt it very much. They're saying that the tubeless market at the moment's 8%. Well, it was last year. Latex is 6%, butyl 82%. So they're saying that latex in 2028 is going to grow from 6% to 10%. Why? I mean, no one should be using that. TPU is only going to go from 4 to 5. No way. And tubeless is going to go from 4% to 15%. Well, that's probably true, you know. I mean, the day tubeless don't have puncture-free tyres. Probably there is some at the moment saying that, like gator skin hard shell or whatever, but I don't know, because when you get a really puncture-proof tire, it's not as comfy, but yeah, I'm going to fit this one in a 32 tyre, a Schwalbe Lugano. I wish I hadn't bought the Lugano. I think it's too prone to punctures by the looks of it, but I've done it now, haven't I? Oh, that's it. And then I wondered when TPU inner tubes were first invented, and apparently 1959 by B.F. Goodrich. Oh, that's the name of the company. Today it's called Lubrizol. So how hasn't this become the norm? There must have been reasons, but apparently they're saying it's got lower rolling resistance than butyl, much lighter weight. I mean, it's the lightest of all the inner tubes and longer lasting, so that was really... TPU inner tubes are typically more durable than butyl inner tubes. This is because TPU is more resistant to chemicals and UV rays. And also I heard that they can deal more with pinch flats pressure. I don't know, I might be making that up, but yeah. And then they're saying the downsides of TPU inner tubes, they're more expensive. Well, they're not anymore. They're less common, but I think they're going to become very common. And they're not compatible with all tyres. Well, that's something to think about. I would imagine it's going to go the same way as the butyl market though, because this one's for 18 to 32 width. So, I mean, it just looks the same as my other tyres. Yeah. Alright guys, I've rabbled enough. Okay, goodbye. TPU is the future. The hair says. I've not tried it yet. I hope it is. Plus it's a lot more versatile. Look at that. I've packed it down basically to what it was. So yeah, you could carry that around easily. I mean, to me it's a miracle, you know what I mean? It's Liberation Day, liberation from weight and hopefully punctures and stuff. Yeah. So while everyone's going on about Tubeless, I'm going on about TPU because there's a lot more sort of bendier, versatile, and yeah, it feels a bit tougher than butyl. Yeah, I like it guys. I like it. The hair has spoken. I'll probably fit it on and get a puncture here or something. We'll see.